Hello everyone, this is Dennis and welcome to what I believe, if I'm not that mistaken, is episode 22 of the redseapodcast. As you can see, I at least for now am on my own today. I'm not aware if I will join for sure, but we'll see. I've been gone for a bit, as you all know, especially if you follow me on Twitter. I have been on vacation with my lovely girlfriend, and I'm back. Got the rest I needed for from everything that had gone on the past month and a half, and I'm back at full force and back with many news that I've missed, honestly. But let's get through what we need to get through very quickly. First of all, you'll excuse the hair for being a bit of a mess today for the YouTube viewers, that is, because it's so hot that my hair just refuses to stay up. It just drops completely. But yeah, do what the banner says. The show just keeps on growing and growing. We broke 200 followers on Insta. I think that was 2 days ago. Of course, on Twitter, we've broken 400 for a while now, which I couldn't be more grateful about. This channel, this YouTube channel is getting more and more attention. The Spotify is getting listeners slowly as well. I keep saying I need to have a program for the TikTok of the show as well, and I keep putting that off, and I'm sorry, but I will have a program for the TikTok. Uh, I'm pretty sure I already have the the socials in the description this time. As you all know, there is a link tree. There has always been a link tree of the show in almost every bio, if not in every bio. But I'll try and remember to put the socials on the description of the YouTube. Of course, as you all know, also I'm not running the show alone. Gav has helped me massively, so I'll start putting his Twitter down low as well, so you can follow him. Uh, and yeah, that's it. If you like what you should just like and subscribe here and go check everything out. I try, of course, the main goal of the show is to be unbiased. The main goal of the show is to speak my opinion and let others speak theirs. As always, judgment free. This is for the fans that never really got the chance to find a voice, that always wanted to speak up and have a platform, but couldn't start one, or couldn't find one, of course. Uh, and for those listening now, and for those listening after, most times, if not all times, there will be the link to the StreamYard, of course, as you can see here. I am streaming on StreamYard on the free program for now because I'm broke as fuck. Uh, there will be the link in the comments for you guys. It should be down low for me. It's right here. You copy that link, you take it to Google, and it will lead you straight to here. And I'll let you hop on and say whatever you want about whatever subject. Of course, I asked you all who you wanted to see on an interview recently. You'll give me some of the wildest answers I could ever imagine. I will look to get someone on as soon as I can because I do want to start getting people's stories that perhaps big media couldn't get. I want to start getting all of you on to give your stories with this team and everything, to promote your platform, to do anything you want, honestly. Of course, I'm Greek myself. My co-host, as mentioned, is American. Uh, we, he's Greek American. We both know Greek. So this show is done in both languages. I just speak English mainly because I want the show to spread everywhere. Olympiacos fans aren't just in Greece, as people like the boys from J7 International have proven. We are everywhere. And I do want to spread this platform and give it to everyone and create as judgment free of a community as a community for a great club can. Yet, I've already made some great connections and some great friendships here. And I am taking stuff from people as my base, and I do want to give it back to you all the best I can because I am very, very grateful to have this. I really am. I did go on a bit of a rant, but I'm just so happy to be doing this, and I'll forever be. And I will do my absolute best to keep upgrading this because I've never posed myself as an insider. I've never posed myself as a professional. I have people I talk to that thankfully want to help me massively and have shown me the uttermost of kindness. I have people I look up to that have shown me great support, but I myself am nowhere near a professional. I'm a 20-year-old university student that's trying his best. But I do want to keep upgrading this. I do want to make this brand as big as it can get without ever stopping listening to each and every one of you. So, yeah, if you're up to be along for this very, very chaotic ride, please feel free to interact with everything. And of course, I respond to every comment, no matter who you support and where you come from. I respond to every message, no matter what you want. I'm free to help you promote your brand as I've had a slight on and off collab on Instagram, for example. If I like what you do, I will message you as well to talk and to just, at the very least, give each other advice, uh, as has happened with uh, Valerie. Valerie.gr on Instagram. Do go check them out. They are amazing. They are absolutely amazing, and I admire their work massively. So do go check them out. So I love interacting with people. I love creating and giving a platform. That's my main point. So yeah, after that damn near 10-minute rant, I will get into what I want to very, very slowly. Uh, with, of course, starting off congratulating uh, our now silver medalist, and that the let me, for the love of Christ above, not mess the man's name up. Yes, Apostolos Christou, of course, one of our own swimmer that is in the Olympiacos family, getting a wonderful, wonderful silver medal and a well-deserved silver medal in the men's 200-meter backstroke. Uh, Such a wonderful, wonderful athlete, honestly. And of course, that isn't Greece's first medal in the Olympics up to now. That is Greece's second. As we have gotten a bronze medal, let me actually once again get my stuff straight. Uh, as we have gotten a bronze medal, for anyone who can, please remind me the name of the man so I don't completely ruin it. Uh, yes, there it is. Thodoris Chalidis, of course, in judo, won an incredible bronze medal. Thodoris Chalidis, who is an incredibly human and a very, very hardworking athlete, comforted each and every one of his opponents. Uh, those pictures, for example, that I'm pretty sure it was Red Duckling who posted them. Those will stay, and those, in my opinion, deserve to stay as much as the medals do. Uh, and yeah, that's about it from the Olympics for now. Of course, I do want to get into the basketball team in more detail. The Greek basketball team. For those of you who don't know or are new, or perhaps are watching the show for the first time and followed me on social, I love basketball. I used to play basketball and I love talking about the sport as much as I love watching football. Wasn't I was just always absolutely horrible at football. Uh, so yeah, I think I'll do a completely separate show about the Greek basketball team that's currently fighting to scrape either second or third. Uh, Gav posted the very complicated scenario uh, on Twitter. The scenario for Greece to qualify is honestly worse than a mathematical equation, and I that's why I wanna just sit down, let the Australia game play, let the whole scenario play out, and go over it depending on what happens. That's why I don't want to get into it now. That's why I, of course, wanted to congratulate the two uh, wonderful athletes representing Greece. But I'll mostly keep this Olympiacos. I'll mostly keep this Olympiacos. And for the first time, thankfully, I have commented with notes and done my research. As I told you guys, I want to just keep just softly chipping at higher and higher quality for this show. Uh, Now, speaking of basketball, what's better than to start off with the saga of the summer for Olympiacos BC? Of course, uh, the MVP of the 22-23 season, of the 22-23 EuroLeague season, that is. Uh, I will get into that actually. Uh, I'll get into football in a bit. I want to start with basketball. Uh, as I was saying, the 22-23 EuroLeague MVP, the man that was left in tears, leaving his family. I don't want to pause again, but this comment's perfect. The basketball qualification for the Ethnic University match, and I just look literally to my right, and I have my math book from uni right here. That's 850 pages big. So I don't think there is a better equivalent. No. The man that left his family to go try his luck in America, the man that left his family to go try his luck in Sacramento last year, the man that made us all cry, the man that promised that you wouldn't ever think of being back at chef as an opponent, even for a friendly, the man that a certain someone promised we wouldn't ever see in red and white ever again, and the man that a certain someone did try and get, but got immediately rejected. The man that is back with his family, and I couldn't be happier. Excuse me. and I couldn't be happier that he is because he's one of my favorite basketball players that's been through this team. And that is, of course, the record-breaking return of Sasha Vezenkov. As the saga went, Sasha got traded to Toronto uh, for uh, well scraps, basically. Uh, a deal that I don't really remember. And there was a whole battle for the wave of Sasha Vezenkov uh, that took way longer than it needed to, honestly. But now, after days of that saga went on and on and on, uh, Sasha has, of course, been announced. Sasha has given his conference. Sasha wanted to be here. Sasha kept his promise that he would be back. As Sasha said, he's back to where he feels like home, where he feels happy, where he feels welcome, where he feels complete, and he comes back even more experienced. He comes back having learned even more tactics. He comes back from a very physically demanding league as is the NBA, of course. And he's back after he gave up his 6.6 million buyout, costing Toronto absolutely nothing. He's back on a 5 year close deal, costing 18.5 million that could bounce up to 20.5 with bonuses, which of course makes him one of the highest paid athletes in the EuroLeague, and I'm pretty sure the second highest paid in Olympiacos' history, and I can't say it's more deserved. A man that covers so much of our problems, and that's an understatement. A man that covers uh, uh, just an empty space that this team had. A man that covers so much. Of course, the deal does not include an NBA out. Uh, Sasha comes back having averaged 5.4 points and 2.3 rebounds per game, with, of course, very minimal game time under Mike Brown. So that's a whole different story. And honestly, as Sasha said, there is no regrets. He went, he tried. As he said, not everything is for everyone, and he came back home, even more experienced, even hungrier, having left the job unfinished. Because again, as he said, he's not here to be MVP again. He's here to win the EuroLeague, win the league, win everything again with Olympiacos, and he's here for good. He's back where he belongs. Honestly, I think that's the best description. I'm pretty sure. Uh, so, for now, the Angelopolis said that the roster is closed, but I am holding on for maybe one more edition or one more live-in edition, depending on how things go. But as the roster stands now, it's Keenan Evans, who I of course talked about in the previous episode, and I'm so so happy that we did end up supporting him, and I feel like he'll give us even more than he would now that we back him up after such an horrible injury. He's here until 27. Of course, Thomas is here until 27. Nigel is here until 2025. Naz, I'm pretty sure Naz is. I don't know what will happen with Naz. We'll see. Of course, we picked up Luca Vildoza, which again, I'm just more than sure he's gonna be one of our most underrated pickups, honestly. Uh, he's here until 26. Larajadis is here until 26. Shaq is here until 25. Not knowing what's happening with the Monaco story, we'll see. Of course, Pap is here until he retires, but officially he's here until 26. So is Zalek. Sasha, of course, as I said, signed until 2029. Uh, Moses Wright, as I reported on, will stay with the NBA out expiring. He's here until 25. Fall is here until 27. Milu is here until 25 also. And Philip is hopefully here until 26, with Goodsby also being here until 26. Now to touch on this comment. Comment saying I think we'll have a pretty solid battle between Panathinaikos and Olympiacos in all competitions. I think we will as well. I think we'll see some very, very good basketball. And I think we're looking at two of the strongest sides, if not the two strongest sides in the EuroLeague. Of course, for example, Barcelona have been having some very good additions, with the latest being Yusuf Afal from Villarban. Of course, there are some other examples like uh, Armani have had some pretty good additions. So have Red Star, of course, Red Star getting our own once again. Isaiah Cannon. It's going to be an interesting season. There is very, very good moves on paper happening all over the field in the EuroLeague. Fener, of course, getting some very good players in. I'm just trying to think of people at the top of my head. And yeah, there is also the complete wild card of the EuroLeague. That's Eurocup winners. Where are they? And how are they written down? I'm of course talking about Paris BC. I am trying to think how I am trying to see how they're written down. Yeah, Paris basketball, Paris BC. They are a complete wild card. I'm not even gonna lie, I haven't watched a single game of theirs from the lower competitions of basketball, which of course, talking about Eurocup and the BCL, I only watch the great teams. I will again refer to you to the guys from Red Point Guard, especially Manolo for quick coverages over on Twitter and stuff. And to a great friend of the show, a great supporter of this show, with his Twitter at being the eighth man. And yeah, honestly, it's a very unpredictable season. We're coming in strong. We're coming in very strong. And it depends how we close out the off season. Now, I think that's a great transition to move on quickly to the EuroLeague schedule that I was supposed to talk about 2 episodes ago, and I didn't. Of course, opening round with Fener, we have some very, very good uh, memories from that, especially now with vezenkov back. Then it's Algiris, Armani, and Jesus Christ, this program is rough. Because then we have FS, Bayern, Madrid, and Barcelona on the back to back, both home, thankfully. Uh, then around 8 on the 8th of November is the first game against Panathinaikos in the EuroLeague. So from round 6 to round 8, Jesus Lord above, that's so 3 back to back round. Then we're going, then we're facing Villarban, then Maccabi, Baskonia, Partizan, Monaco, Paris BC, then it's Crvena Zvezda, then it's Virtus, and then it's Alba. What? What a program. Well, what a schedule, honestly. Of course, very tough. Very, very tough schedule. And to not go over the second round, the other game with Pana comes in the 14th of March. And then we finish the season with Maccabi Tel Aviv. Of course, regular season, the EuroLeague finishes the 10th of April. It all depends on how we come in as a team. Because we are coming in way stronger than we were last season. The upgrades are insane over last season's roster, especially compared to how things went from 2 seasons ago to last season. And I am slowly looking to go to the basket league, to go check the basket league program to tell you guys when the friendlies are for those of you who haven't seen, of course. There it is. We start off um, with Labrio in round 1. The first derby is in round 4, that's either in the 26th or the 27th of October. And the second derby with Panathinaikos is either on the 18th or the 19th of January, that is. Dates, of course, as always with the Basket League, are subject to change, so I'll keep you updated on that. We close off the season with recently promoted Panionios. And yeah, just so happy the season, and more than happy the season is so close. I'm more than happy the season is even closer in football, of course, but I'm so happy the season is getting closer and closer and things are clearing up more and more. Way more excited than I was. Honestly, I'm way more excited than I was. Now, let's get into some football, shall we? I will touch on a comment that was made earlier today with I am not actually aware on how Panathinaikos did. Let me actually check this out. Panathinaikos is winning 4-0. Jesus Christ. Uh, so yeah, as the comment says, yeah, okay, I got it. As the comment says, every Greek team is for sure Uh, well, no, not for sure, but every Greek team is more than likely in a European competition. Every Greek team advanced for sure. With PAOK winning 1-0, Ike just taking all the Randy out earlier today and winning. I'm pretty sure also 4-0, like Panathinaikos are now, and Panathinaikos, as mentioned, winning 4-0. Uh, PAOK going into the third round of the UCL qualifiers, facing Malmo, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Levi Garcia scoring a hat trick, right? Which is unusual to say the least. Uh, Speaking of Ike, they are going into the next round of the Conference League qualifiers, facing a team that had won 7-0 in the first round of their qualification. I do not know what they did now. Δούλεψε την Παντσόκερ. Νομίζω αυτός είναι ο μόνος λόγος. And yes, I am of course talking about Noah FC. 0-0 today. The Armenians didn't score. The Armenians didn't need to score for the love of God. They won 7-0 in Armenia. The Armenians that, of course, don't really need to talk about Malmo. Malmo is a well-known team to us, especially. The Armenians are very tough. The Armenians are very. They play very hard football. They play very, very tough football. I don't think there is a better description. So I don't think I could struggle a lot, given that I think the quality will speak once again, even in the second leg. But I also don't think they're going to find it very easily like they did today. And Panathinaikos, of course, more than likely having Ajax in their next round, which I think we all know how that will end. I'm just glad Grace is getting points, and surely we're very close to the 14th place now. Surely we're very close to the 14th place now. But yeah, congrats to everyone. Honestly, massive congrats to everyone. We need the points now. We need to build on what we did. Greece needs to build on what Olympiacos did and just secure those 5 European tickets and build on them as a base, not chase after them again. Yeah, getting closer and closer to 14th place in the coefficient. I hope that the qualifiers give it to us and we do see uh, 4 teams in the league phases. I really do. Uh, Even though I've set my prediction, I do believe that us and PAOK will be in the Europa League and Panathinaikos and AEK will be in the Conference League. Uh, Now, to talk Olympiacos game-wise mostly, and then I'll get into the honestly very, very good additions that Olympiacos have made, in my opinion. Uh, and the two, of course, complicated stories that are troubling us both. Ήταν όλη μου η ζωή σαν και σήμερα. Συμφωνώ απόλυτα. Uh, of course, for those of you who don't know, uh, in the comments, it's my amazing girlfriend that I mentioned earlier in the show, and she is an iPhone. Uh, do prepare to be prepared to see two contradicting opinions soon when she is on the show. Now, going friendly wise, uh, of course, Olympiacos Day, I'm pretty sure if I'm not that mistaken. Uh, Heading to Italy, having completed their Dutch part of the pre-season. Um, of course, the friendlies starting off against Ajax with a 1-0 loss, with the team that started off against Ajax being Paschalakis, Apostolopoulos, Abi, Koutsidis, Kostinya, Endoi, Bakulas, Biel, Chiquinho, Masuras, and Kostulas. Uh, Dybala, oh Jesus Christ. Uh, and yeah, honestly, starting off against a very tough and already Ajax, of course, as we talked about in the last episode with Gal, an Ajax that had already played, I think, 4 friendlies before us, and putting up a great showing, playing par level with them. Uh, and despite getting the loss, giving us a lot of positives, which we, of course, built into the second friendly with Mechelen, where we went and beat them 2-0 with an amazing Musakidis goal that I'm still not over. Jesus Christ, that kid will be our our diamond. That kid will be our diamond. Uh, of course, Costulas as well. But as time goes on, as much as I love Costulas, I'm starting to love Musakidis equally. Of course, great showings by Bakulas as well, who looks primed and already. He looks like a unit. He looks like a unit in the midfield. Kuzet is putting on some uh, some very impressive showings as well, even though of course clearly needs work, like all of them do. And we'll see what happens with everyone. It's just nice to see that we have a group of prospects coming through and helping the team. And as Mendilibar said, they'll see and they'll know best. It's the first time where I don't really fear it at all with Silaidopoulos there as well. I do believe we'll handle this correctly. Uh, then, of course, the two friendlies I missed, so I can't really talk about them. If Gav manages to hop on even for a tiny bit, I'm sure he'll have more than enough to say. Um, the first friendly being against Michel's team, which I still don't know how to pronounce, and I apologize once again, like I did last show. And then we went on to beat Nijmegen. Uh, did I kill the pronunciation? Wait, Nijmegen. Yes, we went on to beat them 0-2. Now, friendly tomorrow, 7:30, which you will have normal coverage from me against Ternana in Italy. As far as I know, the Roma friendly has been completely called off. Uh, of course, Steve from the Hellas Footy podcast also reporting on that. Then the Nottingham Forest friendly on August 8th, which the home set will be revealed at the two European Cups, the Conference League and the Youth League will be welcomed into the Karaiskakis. And then on August 10th, we face Aris Limassol in what I'm pretty sure will be Cyprus. And then on August 17th, the season starts against Volos. We are very close. We are in the month now. We are in the month finally, dare I say. So, yes, let's get into some moves now, shall we? Of course, the first and one of the most exciting moves we've had in quite a bit, and that's a player that wanted to come here like crazy. Uh, yes, the best championship in the world will be back. I agree. Um, and a player, as I said, that wanted to come here like crazy, and that's Christopher Velde, the Norwegian winger, 24 years old, playing down the left, 179 in height, coming off a wonderful season of 13 and 5 in 39. Uh, Loved by like Poznan from all I've seen. Uh, extremely talented also from what I've seen. From the little I've seen, they're not insanely much, but from the little I've managed to see, uh, and from his first words here, he looks willing to give more than his all to this club, and honestly, that's more than good enough for a first impression for me when it comes to such a talented, uh, such a talented player. Of course, he has experience in the Conference League. Uh, he has experience against Fiorentina as well with uh, like Poznan, having scored against them twice as well. Um, would love to Fiorentina, of course, but I can't just not mention them when it comes to Christopher Velde and us. Um, Tito, if you're listening to this, please don't murder me. I love you guys, you know that. Uh, so yeah, just pure excitement and hope for this move. Pure excitement and hope. Uh, Now, what else to get into in what order? I think it's best to get into the for sure move, and that as a continuation of what I haven't covered is who seems to be our backup striker. Uh, Among that divided opinions, among that has me and Gav equally. He'll tell you himself, I'm sure, whether he comes on now or he comes on next show. Uh, but he has us equally hyped a very talented Ukrainian attacker, Roman Yaremchuk, 28 years old. And before I say anything on him, we I will uh, before I take pieces of the deep dive as well. I will refer you to the honestly wonderful deep dive from Aris, from Get 7 International, from the great, I dare to say, journalist now because he is better than most journalists and reporters in Greece. Uh, I will refer you to go watch Aris's deep dive and I will put it in the description. If I remember, I'll try my best to remember about Roman Yaremchuk. He says some very important things that I will grab just one thing and say that we have to see this move from a human perspective as well. This man's uh, whole life has been in jeopardy in the past few years. He's been moved around from country to country to country. And we're talking about an extremely talented player. We're talking about a deadly forward. We really are. Then we're talking about a deadly forward that needs a fresh start and a place to settle. And given the backing we've shown him, and I hope we keep showing him, and I hope we don't Greek mindset it completely, because again, we are talking about a very talented player. And we're also, in my opinion, again, we're talking about a very talented mentor to Kostunas as well, along with Ayub El Kabi, of course. Uh, so, yeah, wait. Speak of the devil, Gav just texted me. Uh, but yeah, we are talking about a very talented and deadly forward that needs backing and a place to settle down. And I hope we don't break mindset it. I really do. Because I do think that that along with Ayub El Kabi, he will be part of a wonderful duo, an absolutely wonderful duo that can cover each other very well when needed. And having Kostulas, who has been our most talented prospect ever since God knows how long, or as I said, part of the group of our best prospects ever since fuck knows how long. Uh, I think that front line is something that we could have only dreamed of. So let's see how that goes. Let's really see how that goes. I do want a bunch of move talk again though. And I do want to thank Sotiris Alexandropoulos, who you know how much I loved, and you all know how much I wanted us to keep a man that showed utter passion to this club, a man that gave us this is a big part and a very underrated and undermined part of our European dream coming true. And I think most of us will always remember that goal against Genk, which I, for example, celebrated like a complete fucking madman. He came in here with a point to prove, and in my opinion, he gave it his all. And I wish him the best out at Belgium and Standard Liège. So yeah, now this this insanity of a Roman. Of course, there was a bit of time where Paulo Dybala's name was heard for us, and it's still just circling in the background. I do have my opinions, I do have my information, I do have everything, but I don't really want to touch on it right now. Because again, I can spew my bullshit and it can come to bite me right in the ass. So I will catch that subject at some point regarding what happens and stuff. What's true, what's not, we'll see. But honestly, as egotistical as that may sound, and as selfish as that may sound, until our own magician comes and until that deal gets sorted, I honestly don't want to. I don't want to hear about anything else but Andre Horta, for example. Of course, both deals stuck team-wise. Uh, Andre Horta has even just completely has burned bridges with Braga, and what we hear is to be trusted, of course. Uh, and Braga are trying to get the best out of the deal given uh, given the player's will to come to us and given the team will to get the player, with Mendilibar also wanting him a lot, as he should. With, of course, Andre Horta coming off last season with a 21 2 and 2 and some great performances, of course, both goals coming against um, Ike. Pretty sure at least both of his goals in the league came against uh, let me check actually. Yes, they did. Both his goals in the league came against Ike. And honestly, what more is there to say about? I'm sorry about the Americans. Hello, you good? I'm gonna give the man his time and continue what I was saying. Um, okay. Just show the messages. Ah, technical issue. As I told you guys, this happened. Gav is having some technical issues. He'll try and join once more, and if it doesn't work, uh, well, you guys have seen what happens with technical issues on my end as well. But it's all good, honestly. Uh, as I give him his time to rejoin, maybe. Uh, as I was saying, what's there to say about Horta? His quality was shown, his talent was shown, everything was shown, his love for this team was shown publicly as well. Yes, the technical issues happen to the best of us. And yeah, he deserves a place in this team, and especially if Mendy truly does want him as much as is reported. I really hope we get the deal done. Uh, I know he does. Now, onto another deal that, in my opinion, is a must. A deal that started a whole movement from Olympiacos fans. A deal that started a movement that I posted a bunch about, and that's the Free Daniel, Free Podence movement. Um, what's what's there to say about our own magician? There have been way too many scenarios going around, and I'm not gonna act like I know what's going on with the deal anymore because I've lost it. I've lost it completely. I don't know. As I said on Twitter yesterday and Instagram yesterday, what else does he have to do to help make this deal easier, to help get his point known? Everything in his profile is still about Olympiacos. He posted the minute that the day turned on the 2 months after we won it. He said that he wants to be here. He didn't join preseason. Uh, yes, we may get him on a free next year, but why? bargain. I get it. Business is business. Okay. We may want to put pressure, for example, with Jota Silva rumor that came out today. It may be to put pressure on Wolves. And I will touch on the rumor in a bit. But I don't get why the deal can't be done now. Uh, because I've seen some people saying that he's just a fan favorite. Podence was one of our best players at his peak last season. And especially under mendilibar, he was insane. There you are.
Can you hear me?
There you are. All is good, yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me try to get.
Yeah, take your time.
I'm trying to get connected to my AirPods and it's being weird. Hold on.
Is it okay?
I'll try to get connected. I can still hear you. You can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll go till I figure this out.
Yeah. I was just I've touched on most moves. I'll get your opinion on everything. Just talking about Podence and how, in my opinion, the deal just needs to get wrapped up one way or another. Honestly,
Yeah, I mean, I think what we're getting in the season, I don't know, because like usually you'd see signings by this time, but last season we got him pretty late on loan, so there's always the possibility that it could just take some time. Um, I think Wolves are just set on probably asking a higher price than we're willing to pay, and he doesn't want to be there. I have a feeling this could be one that just goes up to the deadline and they decide, all right, this guy doesn't want to be here. We need to get something for him. And hopefully that works out for us. But um, we'll just have to see. It's a tough situation, but we've had that with Kabi. We've had it with obviously Fortunis didn't work out well. Masuras, Horta. I mean, a lot of these guys that it just seems like every day it switches up. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a late twist.
yeah, same. But as I was saying, like I'm not gonna act like I know what's going on with this deal because just like you have no fucking clue. And,
I don't
but
think the media knows either. So what could we possibly know?
all the media knows less than us most
Yeah.
times. Uh, but Jesus Christ, what more does he have to do to get this deal easier? As I
Well,
posted yesterday, I don't know if you saw, like, does he have to put money himself? Like, what the fuck?
I mean, the thing for Wolves is I don't think they have any real intentions to use him. So why would you hold the guy hostage if he's not going to feature for you? I mean, you could just cash in that money and put it towards the rest of your squad. Wolves are not a team in a strong position either. I mean, they're the past couple seasons been flirting with relegation most of the time. You would think they would want to take that money and run to hopefully improve their squad, but I can't make sense of it. Logic would tell you he should just come back to Olympiacos because that's where he wants to be, and they could get some money now. But you know, they clearly see things differently.
I do believe that he'll be back. I really do. I just don't want to wait until we get him on a free. I think it's pointless. Uh, Same for Horta. It's a story that just, as I talked about a bit ago, it's a story that just switches up daily, like you said. Now, as we hear, it's been reported mostly that his bridges with Braga just burned completely, and just Braga are asking for different bonuses now. He, of course, was left off their European list, so we'll see, honestly. The one thing that I am gonna get into that I didn't talk about, and then I'm just gonna run back on everything and get your opinion on whatever you want to talk about, is the rumor that popped up today that kind of smells for me, as I told you earlier as well. Of course, that's Jota Silva, the 25-year-old left right. I think he plays both sides, if I'm not not mistaken.
Most wingers do. I think at this point
Yeah,
it's just wingers.
yes, swingers. That Nottingham recently acquired announced today, I think so. That comes off a great season with 15, 7 in 42 appearances. And today, just out of nowhere, gets reported that we may get him on a similar loan deal that we did Stamenic, who, by the way, for the people asking, is still out injured. Same for Danny Garcia. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so I mean that it could be a ploy to put pressure on Wolves. That was kind of what we talked about. Like, hey, if you guys aren't going to budge, you're going to get nothing for this guy, and we'll sign somebody else. From what I've seen from a lot of Nottingham fans, it seems like he might not be leaving. Like he was assigned a squad number. There were fans at the club shop today taking pictures with him with his number on the shirt. Um, so according to them, I got in a little bit of a tiff with a Nottingham fan that was being pretty disrespectful to the quality of our league, calling us weak. Well, he fights for relegation, and we won European trophies last season. But they all seem pretty convinced that he's going to stay. Usually, a player would not get assigned a squad number if he is going to be loaned out. So I think at the moment, there's probably not a whole lot there as far as him really getting loaned to Olympiacos from my perspective. That's just kind of my opinion on it. I tend to agree that why would you unveil a guy? Why would you have him with the fans? Why would you be giving him a squad number if he wasn't at least going to get a chance to play some part? So I think if that does materialize into anything for Olympiacos, it probably would be later, closer to the deadline after he's had some time to show Nottingham what he can do. And then from there, they can decide whether or not they're going to play him this season or not. But I could definitely see that being a ploy from our front office to try to put some pressure on Wolves to just actually come to the table with a reasonable offer because, hey, here's this other guy that we could sign instead. Kind of freezing up. I think we might be losing Dennis. Can you hear me? Okay. Seems like there might be some.
Um,
Oh, here
can
you are.
you hear me?
Yeah, you were just kind of breaking up for a second.
Or am I lagging?
You're lagging a bit too. Your voice wasn't lagging, but the picture definitely is. Well, Dennis figures that out. Just to finish on the Jota Silva report, if somehow we do get him, that would be a very good loan signing. Obviously, as Dennis mentioned, had a very strong season last year in the Portuguese league. He was recently capped twice by Portugal in their lead up to the Euro 2024. He didn't make the squad, but caps for Portugal is obviously nothing to look down on. So I think that'll be interesting to see. But personally, I think that's a bit of a long shot, just because I have a feeling that Nottingham are going to at least try to give him a chance to make it onto the squad. And like I said, that's definitely the sense that I got talking to Nottingham fans, seeing some of their comments under the Gate 7 International report. So we'll see. It'll be interesting. Um, but I mean, as far as the rest of the squad, I think we're at a pretty decent spot being filled out. We probably do need another winger just because we don't want Yorgos Masouras to be a major key piece for us at this point in his career. Hopefully, that's Daniel Podence. But if not, I'm sure that we'll find some sort of replacement out there. But I think really that and maybe center back are the only weak spots that I see still outstanding for us as Dennis is joining again. There you are. Can you hear me?
Wait, now my
Yep.
headphones are.
Oh. Your picture looks a lot better. Some progress. Can you hear me now?
No.
Oh, okay. It looks like we lost him again. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what Dennis has talked about so far. But I guess to kind of go through and give some of my opinions, especially on some of the new signings, Roman Yaremchuk, that was the big one that came out this weekend. Um, I cannot believe we made that signing. Obviously, he's a regular international for Ukraine, played it at the last two Euros and looked very good in both. Obviously, he had that very, very nice game winner against Ukraine in the group. I mean, against Slovakia.
Am I good now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Thank God.
Yeah. Technical difficulties are killing us today, man.
What were you talking about?
I was just going through some of the new signings you made. I was talking about Yaremchuk briefly because I don't know what you've covered, but just to kind of give my 2 cents on that. And then I was finishing talking about Jota Silva.
My headphones want to pick up that.
Yeah, you're breaking up a bit.
Don't they want you will pick it up?
I can't understand. Anyways, just to get back to what I was talking to, what Dennis tries to figure out his sound issue. We're having all kinds of struggles today, guys. Yeah, Yaremchuk is a fantastic signing. I think having him and El Kabi, I mean, the one thing I said the other day was we've had some awful strikers over the years. Miguel Angel Guerrero, as much as he tried hard, he was not very good at scoring. Emmanuel Emenike, just to name a few, Juros Dudovic. To have two top quality strikers on the team at the same time, such a breath of fresh air for Olympiacos. And I think really it's another signal of intent for this team as far as trying to compete in Europe again next season. Obviously, the goal every season is to do very well in Greece. Win the title. Hopefully, we can do that after a couple of years. Win a cup. We haven't done that in a few years. But I definitely think that some of these signings put us in good position to compete in Europe again as well. Dennis
I'm losing
is back.
hope if it doesn't work now.
That sounded good there. So I think
I can't for some reason though.
you can't hear. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Oh, anyways, tough break for us today. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good intent for Europe. Velde as well. He looked very good for Lech in the past couple of European campaigns. It'll be interesting to see how he takes the step up because obviously Greece being uh, a bit of a higher quality than Poland, and he'll also be playing in Europa this season, which should be a step up in Europe as well. But being surrounded by higher quality players should just amplify his talents. Uh, so I think he's good reinforcements on the wings, like we were talking about, um, needing depth there with kind of the question up in the air on whether we'll get Podence back or not. Um, but overall, I think really encouraging. I don't know. I don't think I've been on to talk about this signing either. Lorenzo Pirola, uh, the Italian center back, I believe he plays some fullback as well. He's that's another very good signing in my opinion, just meaning that he's so young and we got him for so cheap on a pretty long-term deal. Not the kinds of signings that Olympiacos tends to make. A lot of times we see older players brought in, and well, some of those have panned out. Obviously, it's always best to be able to make a long-term investment. I think the same can be said for Velde and Yaremchuk as well. Both those guys are in their 20s, so it just gives some balance of youth or prime to the squad. Good enough.
Finally.
There we go.
Jesus.
Back
Apparently,
at full strength.
StreamYard hates us both today, but that's fine.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. I just kind of talked through some of the new signings, so I don't know where you wanted to go from there as far as what was left on your agenda.
I mostly wanted your opinion if you go through everything, and just your opinion on how the friendlies and preseason has gone as well. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I haven't gotten to watch any of the games because most of them take place overnight for me. But from what I've seen, Olympiacos looks pretty solid. Obviously, we competed with Ajax. From everything I heard about that match, we were unlucky not to get a result there. And then Al Qadisha and Nijmegen, correct me if I'm missing another game in there. Both of those were
The Mechelen game,
Mechelen. We won that game as well, correct? Yeah,
2-0 with that Musakitis goal that was
yes,
from.
I remember seeing that. Um, Convincing wins against those teams, but again, lower level opposition. I think the friendly with Nottingham will be a good test because they're a Premier League side. Usually they don't tend to play a lot of their first teamers against us, but I think it'll be a good test regardless. And we'll get to see those new home kits. I've been itching, waiting to see those come out.
Yeah, about time, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I wish they wouldn't have strung us on like that with like a 2 week gap. I think I would have much rather just seen all of them at once or all of them in the same week. Um, the the white jersey is growing on me. I think that's the one thing that as time has gone on, I wasn't too hot on it to begin with, but it's very nice. I have a feeling once the home jersey comes out, I'm going to be doing a little online order at the Red store just so that I don't have
Yeah.
two separate transactions to double up that shipping to the States. But yeah, I mean, I think Nottingham will really tell. But it's honestly nice that we don't have to rush to get ready for European qualifiers, and we can give our guys more time to rest, get through some of these injuries, and hopefully start the season completely at full strength or close to it.
StreamYard just hates me. I think I'm fine though.
Yeah, no, you sound fine.
Yeah. It just freezes up while I'm not frozen up. So yeah, I think that's about it. As chaotic as today ended. Uh, Still a long August ahead, but safe to say we're both way more hopeful than we were, honestly.
Oh, yeah, much better start to August than June. Um, I mean, yeah, it's honestly kind of just nice right now to not have to be focusing on any competitive matches. I can sit back, enjoy the Olympics, watch the other Greek clubs, actually get us some coefficient points. I've been very surprised after how they looked last week. It seems like we got 6 wins out of 6, so good work from them. Is it 6 wins or is it? I can't. Yeah, 6 wins. I can't keep track.
It is
All over
6
the
out of
place.
6. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if we had 3 teams playing. Like last week, the qualifier started, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I didn't realize 2 teams are playing today. Usually, I'm all over
It's
it.
completely all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just glad to not have to worry about it. Much more
For
enjoyable.
once. Yeah. We'll be back probably midweek or in the weekend. We'll see. I talked about doing a show solely for the basketball in the Olympics because that's confusing in and of itself. I I just want to let the Australia game play out so we don't have to solve that mathematical equation that scenario
Yeah.
is. And
I
yeah,
mean,
but I think we'll see. Aside that,
yeah, maybe we'll have basketball to talk about. Maybe we'll just have to focus on the water polo because they're actually looking very good. I've gotten to watch.
that thank you for reminding me of that because that win today against the US was insane.
I didn't get to watch the match because it was overnight. I'd been lucky so far that the first 2 were in the middle of the day here. But yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that was a crazy time for you, wasn't it? Like 4 or 5 a.m.
yeah, something like that. I thought yesterday I was looking at the NBC Sports app because I have to go off the American coverage. They had it shown at like 10 a.m. this morning. I'm like, oh, I thought that it was going to be a late game. That's just the rerun they were showing. I get into Instagram this morning, and first thing I see is the water polo one. But regardless, happy to see that. And then just one last thing for the Olympics. Just happened while I was in my meeting before I jumped on here. Apostolos Christou won Greece our first pool swimming medal in 128 years.
First thing I talked about, insane.
Has
it really been?
We have not won a pool swimming medal since the 1896 Olympics in Athens, the first modern Olympics. We've won open water swimming. We did that in 2016. But we have not won a pool medal in swimming. So that huge deal. I think I saw some clips as I was kind of getting in of him in the medal ceremony. Full tears. I mean, obviously, it's no living Greek swimmer has done what he did.
And in one of our own as well, you have to take pride that he's part of the Olympiacos family.
Yeah.
Now just waiting on the certain medal from the Doglu Matchomp.
Yeah. I mean, we still have a lot of very good, solid gold medal hopes. Petronias is out there. I mean, he had a rough first go, but he could definitely get gold. I think the water polo definitely looks like they could compete for that. And obviously the Doglu, he's still waiting out there. And then all four of our rowing teams, one individual, three teams, they're all in finals. So we have three finals tomorrow or overnight. I don't know what it shapes out for.
I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's tomorrow.
We have those, and then Duskos made his final today, so that's another one I believe on Saturday. So lots to look forward to.
Got to give a shout to Manolo also for a
medal. Oh, for sure. He definitely. I mean, I did a whole thread a couple weeks ago before the Olympics started, going through some of the ones that I thought would have a good chance. He's definitely on there. I mean, Katerina Stefanidi, this is probably her last Olympics. She could be in the conversation as well. The athletics are starting this weekend, so hopefully we'll start to see that uptick in the medal table. But I'm very confident that this is probably going to be our best Olympics since 2004.
We'll definitely touch more on everything in general in more detail very soon.
Sure.
I think we got to close it off for today, though. Don't want to keep you for too long either.
Don't want to test fate with these electronics, man. Don't want to test fate with
StreamYard in 45 degrees. God knows how much it is here now.
Oh, it's crazy.
So yeah, we'll talk soon, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
for coming on and covering my ass again.
We help each other out. That's what we got to do.
Always. See you, man.
All right, see you, man.